Assalamu alaikum. You may be seated, brothers and sisters. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and Merciful, to whom all praise is due, and I forever thank Allah for our leader and teacher, Messenger Elijah Muhammad. May the peace and blessings of Allah rest upon him. Brother and sister, I didn't come to try to speak to you or teach you anything today because I have other things I got to finish and do, and I think it's better sometime for me to do my work than to be trying to teach somebody.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Because it takes that to let you know and understand what's coming on is for me to complete my other works. And I think Minister Sami did a very good job today.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Well, we got some more in store. So you will be hearing from one of them pretty soon.
That's right.
Because we might say that, well, they said few men is called and few are chosen.
Yes, sir.
Well, you can look at that now.
Yes, sir.
You can look at that right now. But that is a great thing for us to understand and know, because we don't know who the person is that is chosen to go into the hereafter.
That's right.
You don't know that person. Master Farad didn't tell us that. Only said to us, you pray that you be the lucky one.
Yes, sir.
That's what he said. You pray that you be one of the lucky ones to enter into the hereafter. And now, according to the messenger's teachings, we are in the hereafter.
That's right.
And many have stepped out of the hereafter. And he taught us more plainly of what he meant about into the hereafter. So we'll talk about that sometimes.
Yes, sir.
I got a couple of questions here from somebody to answer. You have 4 questions here. So we're going to skip through them in about, I hope, in 15 minutes. Some it will take a whole hour or 2. Because when the questions are long and go into the history part, it takes a long time to answer them. Number 1 question is, does a full moon mean anything to the black man or the black woman? Yes. All of its traveling and how it's turning and changing itself means something. Each change of the moon means something. Because one of the black gods about 66 trillion years ago put it out there and departed it from our planet. About 66 trillion years ago. And by him doing so, we didn't have that part out there, and that part that's out there now, it taken the part of the moon that we used before we put it there. We always had a moon. By using the other planet, another planet, we used planet Mars for a moon before that we put this moon out into the universe. So the moon have a lots to do with man and the woman, nations as well. Because if it was not for the moon today, your planet would be overflooded with water. It keeps the water churning upward so that it will not spread out and cause you to be living and not be drowned. If the moon should turn loose the water and not hold it in its bounds, all civilizations, man and beast, down to the least of the ants that crawls under your foot, would be drowned out, and you would not have any living creatures on your planet Earth if it was not for the moon. The moon shows that it is a title that whatever is in the universe and is rotating around the sun belongs entirely to Allah, and Allah is the creator of the universe. Yes, the moon have much work with black woman, and not only with her, but with animals as well. The moon does. We have some animals that is like in their way is like a woman way. Every 28 days. There are some animals are the same. But not exactly every 28 days. Sometime it's earlier, sometime it's later. That is because, what make that is because of the moon when she's making her dips with the earth as she travels. She's unable to travel around the sun by herself. She is not independent, but she depends on the earth because she was with the earth. And when she travels around the sun, that makes her then to be in accord with that which she had left from. This also is a sign with the man. the woman, moon, and the man. That's also a sign. The moon is a sign. One science said that it was a it was a sign of the making of the woman from the man, as we take the moon from the earth. But we don't go for his so good. We don't go for his as much as we do with that which God says.
That's right.
Because the one that was made like that was not made from man rib. No woman was made from the ribs of a man, but she has his name as a husband has a name and the wife carries it. She is named woman, man, woman. She has the man there. And in the creation, neither one of you can do without the other. Black man cannot go and be recognized in the universe without a black woman. So it is today with nations of the earth. No nation today is recognized if the woman is not there. Well, that's a lot of talk there. Let's go to question number 2. I just want to let you know that the moon does have something to do with man and the woman. Number 2, was there more black people in America than white devils during the time of slaves? According to what time that was in the time of slavery, which that you were saying time. There could have been more in certain parts of America. Could have been more. There was of us that came here at 21 in America at first. That was not the onerous cargo of black people coming to America. There was more brought besides us. The first shipload was brought by of us from our home. Africa was brought by a man named John Hawkins Jr. He was the son of old man Colonel Hawkins. He brought us here on the ship named Jesus of Lubeck. So we know that at that time we did not outnumber Caucasian people. If the whole shipload had probably came, we probably would have outnumbered the devils. The reason that it's known like that is because of today, they outnumber us in America.
Right.
And they're 4-1. I don't know exactly what it is, whether it's 3 and something or exactly 4-1. But at the coming of Master Farad Muhammad, according to the census that was taken of black people, we only had 17 million. We had grown from slavery, or from 1555, when we was taken from our home and brought here, from 21 until the day of Lincoln freeing us, was 4 million. That was in 1865. From 1555 until that time, we had produced our nation to 4 million. At the coming of Master Farad Muhammad in the year of 1930, we had left 4 million, and we had went as far as our gain of producing the black people in America. We gained 13 million by having 17 million at his coming, adding 4 million to 13 million, bring us to 17. So that is the cause and the knowledge today concerning that part. So at that time, in the year of 1930, the devils outnumbered us 4-1. While we only numbered 17 million, he was a number. It could have been more, as I just said. He numbered 104 million, while we numbered 17 million. Then to make others, we had to add 2 million Indians onto 17 to make 19 million original nations in the wilderness of North America. So if there was a time during the times, as you put the question, during the times of slavery, if there was a time, I'm pretty much sure there was a time that you did outnumber the devils during the time of slavery, because they made you to have children. The devils did, so that he could sell them and make them work for nothing.
Right. Right.
So we was just like cattle, pigs, or any other something that they wanted to have a great number of, to be slaves, because they thought that you would never become free. That's why you have Bible today. James said that the niggers will never come in the knowledge of who Allah is. he knew. So during the time of that slavery, we and they, the devils, they are not a greater producer as you are. They are slower producing people than what you are. You is fast. That again makes you the God since you smiling over it. Nobody can beat you doing that. Number 3 question. Did Jesus die a old man or a young man? Jesus died a young man. He was 33 years old at his death. So that answers that one. That's easy. When I give the history of Jesus' birth to his death, you will find all the answers there that you want. And we have a book that the whole history is given by Messenger Elijah Muhammad, the confused black man's confusion. That's what I put there is all of the history of Jesus given by Allah to Messenger Elijah Muhammad. Some of it he broke down, some of it he didn't. But you can break down the rest of it by very little study. But you have to be careful so that you will not go beyond bounds. Yes, Jesus was a young man. He was not an old man. Question number 4. What kind of music did Master Farad Muhammad like? You should have been on the picnic with us and you saw it. He liked music. He liked the best of the music. That has always been with black peoples, he said. Black peoples always had music. And can nobody beat you at it?
That's right.
Yeah, I see a piece of it here and there all the time at home. Because when I get tired of it, I go to my TV and look and turn mine on. But around the rest of them that don't see what I want to see, why I see a piece of all kind of music, dancing and whatnot. And it's a sin and a shame for some of the dances that they put on TV.
That's right.
Master Farad Muhammad, when we would go to picnics out in Ferndale on 8 Mile and 8 Mile Road and Woodside Avenue in Ferndale. We first had our business meetings, then later, as we eat, we would dance together. We would dance together, and he was the best one of the dancers. He was able to dance with a glass of water on his head by doing the waltz. You try. You get your partner and see, can you waltz with her and don't spill a drop of water. The glass don't be level. Don't be level. It be a little better than halfway. I seen that. That is the best dance for two partners to dance. Yes, we had to play music for him, and he carried us back into music to see how we would take it. That was a trial on us at that time, according to what the messenger taught us afterward. We didn't have time to dance. We didn't have time to do all of these things. As he said but he wanted to rest our minds so that we wouldn't take Islam as hard as we would without this little amusement. Because if you did, Islam will run you as nuts as a Beelzebub.
Right.
You might see people today, I know you see them because they're all up and down the street. They are talking about Islam and the Quran and all of this, and Allah is this and Allah is that. I'm a servant of Allah, and right then he's as naked and barefooted as a jaybird.
That's right.
Some be drunk. Still he advocating the name of Allah.
Right.
And when he should not speak that name while he's intoxicated with alcohol or anything that makes him intoxicated.
Right.
They don't know that, and they reading it all the time.
That's right.
Now you say, Master, because you are thinking something else. You say, Master Farad Muhammad danced, and we danced there. Why is it that we don't dance now? Oh yeah, he thinks that.
Wait a minute.
It is because we had the dances going on. And one night they was having a party in Chicago, And the messenger went out to the house to go in, but he didn't go in. And they was doing some of the dirtiest dances you had seen. You know, you know how we used to do it. You know, man and woman dancing together. They ain't moving out of the tracks. You know what I'm saying? And he had a dim light in there. And he's sitting out in the car looking at them. He looked right there at them while they was doing this. So he come back home and he stops it. He says, no. He says, that kind of a dancing, I will stop. And he did. He says, by stopping it, none of them shall dance together at this time until the time present itself. Now you want to know what time present itself, right? When you can dance without dancing like that. That is your time. Now the time he was going to do the same again with his people, and it would have started at his home, what Farrakhan bought. That's why your parties would have started again. I happened to have been there that evening. And Farrakhan played the fiddle. He could play it, brothers. Oh, yeah, don't say he couldn't play this thing of mine. He could play it. He could make it almost talk. I seen him do so. Yes. Yes, sir. You would know the words just as plain as day when you hear him play that thing. He can play it. So his brother played piano. But there was another brother there. I don't think that brother, he was blowing a saxophone, or either was he beating the drum that evening. Oh, well, I don't know. Anyway, it was three pieces, you know what I mean. I don't know which way that third brother went, but I know Farrakhan's brother was playing the piano while he was playing the fiddle. Violin. So the messenger liked to hear it. He liked to hear it. I stayed there until it was over with. He told me something. Because I was looking for it now. I was looking for him to say something. He told me. But I ain't going to tell you that. Not now. Later on, I'll tell you what he said to me. Oh, you looking for it? Yes. Farrakhan and his brother could play a piano too. Oh, yes. First time I heard his brother play piano was in New York. And the first time I heard Farrakhan play the fiddle, I call him a fiddle. That's all it is, a fiddle. Something. Stick, you know. That's where the people's got fiddlesticks from. You know, people wouldn't curse at that time. They said, "Oh, fiddlesticks." I mean, go play your music, you know, like that. That's what they was. That's what they was telling you. Yeah, they didn't curse anybody. Too intelligent to use such words from their mouth to curse somebody. Say fiddlesticks. Then you hear the other one say, fiddlesticks yourself. Yeah. So now I didn't ever use that. I didn't ever use that. I was too young. Well, I'm letting you know that never come from me. But I've heard older ones say it. What I'm telling you. Yep. First time I heard Farrakhan play his fiddle, violin, the messenger, the MGT class, I had it was the MGT class, had a banquet for him there in Chicago. I had seen Farrakhan. I think this was my second time seeing Farrakhan. And he played it and sung "White man's heaven is a black man's hell." He did it. He did it. He produced what he was. He was a showman and he produced it. So I thank you, brother and sister. Did I answer those questions for you? Before I stop, I want to warn you about something. Don't listen to people that's telling you in what directions to go. Don't do that. You make your own decision where you want to go and what you want to be. Because if we had the people here that have listened to other folks, you probably wouldn't be able to get in here.
That's right. That's right. I say myself, I was in Cleveland to hear the messenger speak. And when I went to the temple, well, the fruit was marched from the place where we was at, and I had my son Wally with me. You know him. He's man now. But he was with me, and he wanted to go, and I kept him by my hand. He stayed right with me all the while. Everywhere I went, he went. And we walked to the temple too. I wanted to walk, and I asked him, I said, "You're tired along the wayside? You're tired?" He said, "No." And here comes two men with a Bible. One had his Bible in his hand. He asked me, he said, "Where are you going? You going to hear Muhammad too?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Oh, but you're so wrong. And now you see that was dirty in my crowd then, you know. I don't want to hear that. Yeah, I was all of my life almost been a Muslim. I don't want to hear you talk like that. So he says, you're so wrong. You shouldn't go down there to hear that man at that church. You shouldn't go there. So I says, well, I says, I think it's all right for me to go. I didn't want to kick up no dust, you know, there in the street then. I said, I think it's all right for me to go. He said, but you're wrong, you're wrong. I said, listen now. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Don't keep telling me that. I said, that's my brother I'm going to see. So don't you tell me that no more. Well, when I said he was my brother, then they went on.
Yes, sir.
So I was going to tell Wally to go sit on the curb while
That's right.
while I take care of these two birds here.
Yes, sir.
Because at that time, I could take care of two birds.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
So that's what I'm saying. You see, now they turned away a lot of people from coming to that place that day by walking down the street up and down, telling them how wrong they was, and here the Bible it's saying this and that. No, don't listen to people like that. If you listen in a attentive way that you don't start arguments.
Yes, sir.
But within you, whatever you are saying to me, I don't go for that. I'm going myself. We had a young sister in the temple on Hastings Street, and she would go to bed at night. The parents thought she was going to bed. You know what I mean? She'd go in her room, fasten the door, and get out of the window, dress and get out of the window and come to the temple. The parents didn't even want her to go to the temple. Now we had a sister here on Linwood. Her husband didn't want her to the temple, and she came every Sunday and wore her uniform, but she left her uniform with somebody else to go by and put it on. He never knew for a long time that she was going to the temple. Finally, he got so that he was kindly wouldn't say anything against Islam as we began to grow so out, so rapidly. So he finally didn't say anything. Then we had a brother and his wife. He would bring her to the temple every Sunday. Come and get her from the temple every Sunday. And he did not want Islam. But he did not try to hold her back. For that cause, in the days to come, if he be like the woman was at the well, which was a prostitute, giving the dog water, he will enter paradise. Which means he will enter into a place, rest for him. Troubles, you know what I'm saying, from troubles and things. Now, my dear beloved brothers and sisters, I have said more than what I was intended to say. So at this moment, Let me see the hands of you that is not a registered Muslim. Just over there. One. Thank you, sir. What I was going to do and say, I wanted to talk to those registered ones for a minute or two. The one that's registered. And I hope that you become registered too in the Nation of Islam. Put your name on the book at the temple that is following Messenger Elijah Muhammad. Because one day you might come here and the door be closed. Can't get in. Not here, wherever that we might be. And you can't get in. And it will be looking like clouds is out there. Won't be clouds with water. It will be clouds with fire. Get on to your own kind, brother. Young man, young sisters, I want you to come here and come into the Nation of Islam. We have a big job we got to finish.
Yes, sir.
And that big job is to help yourself and to help others. Do for yourself. Have something that you can call your own as a nation of people. Remain in your nation. Stay there. Because as I used to hear my sisters and brothers say, there was a preacher one time in the South. When he get to preaching, he said, this old world is advertised to be burnt up.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Right.
She got a for sale sign on it, and nobody's going to buy it but the fire. Come to Islam, your nation of people. And if we all could come, that fire will not come. If we all claim Islam, a bomb will not fall in America where you are at. And that is the reason today that it has been held back so long. And if we all come together and unite ourselves under the banner of Islam, which is the sun, moon, and star, it will be the greatest people the world has ever known. So 400 years of slavery and come out conquering. Well, I thank you, my dear ones. So we need you here with us. But at this time, we would dismiss the one after brother have said the prayer, the dismissal. And as you can pass the basket, sister and brother, so that can be out of the way. And for about 10 minutes after he dismissed, then I will say to you what I have to say. And that will be it for today. So the minister, after the basket is passed, the minister will dismiss you, and then, but I want you to keep your seat. The registered one, keep their seat. I got so much of it now and then, brother, until I can't hardly find it. All praises to Allah. We need lots of money.
That's right.
A lot of it to do what we are intending and trying to do. May Allah bless you with all the success in all of the world. Assalamu alaikum.
Sir.